Welcome back to Dairyayres. Let's see what we can get into today. Welcome back to Dairyayres. We are going to do our spice blends today. We were supposed to do this Tuesday. However, I have trigeminal neuralgia and it made me stop life in general. And so it postponed me for a couple of days. We're back on track, so we're going to get it done. All right. So I have these cute little spice jars. Aren't they cute? We're redoing the kitchen in gray and white. So I got these at, of course, the Goodwill. Same place I get lots of good things. And they have these little gaskets on them. They're nice. So they work great. We're going to use those today. And I'm going to make 5 spice blends. The first one is Mexican spice blend because, well, I'm a burrito queen. I love my burritos, and we eat burritos probably twice a week. So that's what I'm going to do, is make a Mexican one. So first of all, we have 2 tablespoons of cumin. So we'll start with this one. Whatever I overdo, I'll put in here. My little gasket came off of my little thingy. That's okay. Easy to put back. Okay. So we have, it says 2 tablespoons of cumin. I don't know if I can get it in here, but I guess I'm going to do it this way. I'll show you. Couldn't find my other measuring spoon, so. Okay, I'm not a big cumin fan, but I'm going to put, I'll put 1.5, I guess, because I'm just not a big cumin fan. Adjust it to what you like, okay? But this recipe says 2 tablespoons. Okay, and then chili powder, 2 tablespoons. Woo, I think that's probably it. I made a mess. That's pretty good, 2 tablespoons. Boy, did I make a mess. All right, next one is paprika, 2 tablespoons again. I do like my paprika. I put paprika in just about everything, so. 1. That's 2. That's good. It's a little over 2, but like I said, who am I to complain, right? Okay, then we have 2 tablespoons of oregano. I think I just bought this oregano. I need to go to the market, the other market that I normally go to, and get a big, huge thing of it. But we were in the store and they had this for 99 cents, so I grabbed it really fast so I could do this today. So this is 2 tablespoons of oregano. I'm just going to use the lid as a tablespoon. And do about 1.5 would be about right. Okay. All right, that's done. Good thing I'm doing this outside. It can just go way in the wind, things I spill. Okay, and 2 tablespoons of oregano, or of garlic powder. Looks like our mailman just, oh, we got a package from UPS. Pause for a moment. Alrighty, we're back, and looks like my jars came in for my syrup I'm getting ready to make. I'm gonna make a bunch of pancake syrup. Okay, this next one is 2 teaspoons of cayenne. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon. You know what? I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon. I'll tell you why. Because I'm a creature of habit, and I love my crushed red pepper. So I'm gonna put a teaspoon of that in there. So I'm putting a teaspoon of the cayenne and a teaspoon of the crushed red pepper. But the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of cayenne. So that's it. So we're going to mix this up. Let me see if there's anything else I would like in it. Yes, there is. Okay, it doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put it in there. If I can find it with all these herbs and spices I have. Where is my garlic? Did I not put garlic in there? Nope, I did not. Garlic, yeah. Doesn't call for it, but I'm putting it in there. I'm putting a teaspoon of it in there. So basically, there you go. There is your blend. Oh, my blend. Like I said, the recipe calls for the 2 tablespoons of cumin, the 2 tablespoons of chili powder, the 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of the cayenne. So I put extra garlic powder. Oh well, right? So then I'm gonna put this in here. And fill it in there. Get it filled up. Mix it up a little bit better. And I was just gonna put them straight into these little jars, but then I thought to myself, What if they don't mix up well when I get them in there? You know what I mean? What if I can't mix them up really good and they're kind of like clumps of this or clumps of that in the majority of the mix? I don't want that, so this is what I did. All right, see how much we get. Hopefully we get a whole good amount here. I think it's filling it up pretty good, as a matter of fact, so this is perfect. So then my busy life, I can just grab this when we're doing burritos instead of grabbing all of this. So take this and wipe it off. Filled it up pretty good, I'd say. Put my lid on, I'm ready to go. And I have a white marker, I'll mark the top of this Mexican. Okay, next, the next one, let's go to it. Okay, the next one is fish seasoning, okay? And this one we need a teaspoon of celery seed. I'm just gonna use this spoon. I'm doing heapings, so that's the way I'm rolling it. It says a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, so I'm going to use actually the crushed red pepper instead of black pepper, because you know I like my pepper. And it says a 1/4, but I'm gonna do about a 1/2, okay? Then it says a teaspoon of paprika. Again, heaping. Then mustard seed, which I have here some. Oh, I guess that's in the house. I think Kane's going to go get that. I'll use some sesame seed, just a little bit, 1/2 teaspoon. And let's see, allspice, got it right here, 1/4 teaspoon. I'm not real hip about this stuff, but I'm doing it because it says it's supposed to be pretty good, so I'll do it. And then ground clove, 1/8 teaspoon. Not sure about this either, but I'm doing it. Okay, there you go. And then the cayenne, which 1/8 teaspoon, which I will do, even though I have the red pepper in there because I like my stuff spicy. There we go. All right. So all we need now is the mustard seed. I am going to add, although, rosemary to mine because I love rosemary. And you can add ginger. So I'm going to add probably a heaping tablespoon of rosemary. Really like it, especially with the raspberry sauce. It's excellent. Try that on your fish. Hot raspberry and rosemary and hot pepper sauce on your fish. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm just mixing this up. We don't eat fish as often as we should, but we're going to be eating it more because we're trying to be really healthy. All right, so I'll get these in there. And I'm okay that this jar is not full too much because, like I said, sometimes I just put lemon on my fish, lemon and pepper and some rosemary too. So, but like I said, years ago, I went to a restaurant. I used to go there quite often, and they had a chef there that was just out of this world. And he made that raspberry sauce on the fish, and oh my gosh, it was so good. All right, so that is our fish blend of spice. The next one is going to be Italian. So here we go. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon of the oregano. I'm just going to put this in my jar. Like I said, I'm going to do the heapings. That way I can get more out of it from my little jars. Put that one in there. I got something. Got seasoning in there. Blend. Okay. Marjoram. I do not have any marjoram. I ran out of my marjoram, so I'm going to go to the next thing. It's a 1 teaspoon of marjoram, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. Got it right here. I think this is yeah, I need to. Okay. Hard to get it out of there when it's like this. Okay. So this is 1 teaspoon. We'll get a little bit more so it'll be equal to the other ones. There, that's about right. Okay, since my teaspoons are huge. And a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. Hate to break it to you, but I love my basil too, so I'm not going to do 2 heaping of a tablespoon or teaspoon, but I'm going to do about like that. So I'll put that in there because I put basil in just about everything too. Okay, rosemary. Here it is. I keep all my, there's a half teaspoon. So, about like that. And a half teaspoon of dried sage. All right, so this is dried sage and it's a half teaspoon. So I'm really gonna just go about like that. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna give this a good mix. Okay, and I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, and that's your Italian blend. Okay, next, all right, here we go. Barbecue, we've got 1 tablespoon of paprika. So if I do 2 heapings, that's 1 tablespoon. That's the way I'm looking at it. Okay. Then we have 1 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper. Okay, then we've got a teaspoon of salt. I'm trying to make this pretty level. Okay. Then we've got a tablespoon of chili powder. This one. Heaping again. And that would be getting low down on these. Okay, that's cool. Okay. And then we've got a tablespoon of garlic powder. Wind's catching it. Woo! And we've got onion powder, 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. There, 4. Put my little shaker back on top. And cayenne, 1.5 teaspoons. Here we go. So this is the gig in this family. Our house is a little house. We live in a little A-frame. So basically I have all these spices and more. I've got so many spices, it's crazy. So I really just can't have this stuff sitting out all the time and having to pull from it because there's not really an adequate amount of room for that kind of thing in our place. So I thought, well, I'll make these spice blends up and then I can pull from these off the side of the counter. And then every once in a while when I need something different, I can just go get it. But I'm going to make a little hanger for my spices too and put 6, like I always do mine in like all my greens. I'll put my 5 or 6 of the ones that I use the most, like my rosemary, sage, basil, thyme, you know, that way. And with my red ones, I always have like my cayenne, paprika, chili powders, red pepper flakes, and cumin. Then I go to my white ones, which is the onion powder, garlic salt if you're having like garlic bread or whatever. I usually have ginger with that, and you know, turmeric. I usually throw it in on there with the white ones. And then what else? I don't know. I just try to do it that way so it's easier to find everything. And whatever I use the most of in the like reds, this is the paprika. So I always put it at the top, and the next one down, you know, would be like the chili powder, and the next one down would be like the red pepper flakes, and then the cayenne, and then the last is the cumin. And that's the way I basically do it. My parsley is always at the top of my greens, and my basil's the next one. And that's the way I always had it done when I had it in this like, oh, those old pop bottle cartons, crates or whatever. I had them in there. But that just takes up too much room too on my counter. I've tried everything. So I decided to make a hanger, and I'll do that, hopefully a video of that. Okay, so I got all this together. Like I said, this barbecue spice blend. The cayenne is in there. I'm gonna mix it up real good. This is a dry rub, basically. You can add a green to it if you want to. This recipe doesn't call for that, so I'm not putting it in there. That way I can change it up as I go. If I decide I want to put rosemary on mine, or if I want to put basil in it or whatever, I can do that. So this is our 4th one. I'm gonna put a 4 next to the recipe here, so when I get ready to label these, I'll have the right one. That would not be cool, right? All right, get this in here. Mix it up real good first though. Make sure I got it mixed up real. Okay. All right. Go to the corner of the jar. Makes it easier to pour. Oh yeah, that filled it up. That's cool. Look at that. It filled it all the way to the top. It smells so good. I can smell it from here. All right. Now for the last one. We're going to go Moroccan. The cameraman's sticking his tongue out at me behind the camera, and so you know what? I'll stick my tongue back at him. Okay. Ground cumin. A teaspoon. We're doing healthy teaspoons. I'm doing heaping like this of every one of them. So, and I'm not a big cumin fan, but I'm doing it for this because I tell you I love Moroccan food. Okay, 1 ground teaspoon of ginger, and for that I am going to use, I'm out of ginger, so I was going to use something else instead of the ginger. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, 1 teaspoon of ginger. I'm going to use onion powder, I think is what I decided I was going to put in there, just because I can. But I will get ginger and put it in there. But you do you. You don't have to do what I do, that's for sure. Okay. Whoa, I lost my little sprinkler on top. Okay. 1 teaspoon of salt. I have the pink Himalayan salt. That's why my salt looks funny, you guys. I use it for everything. So there's that. And we have 3/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So shake it out of there, but right there you go. 1/2 teaspoon of, fight this thing, of ground cinnamon, which I have right here. So probably gonna make it about like that, heaping half. Okay, then we're going to go with 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. I'm going to put turmeric in instead. I'm out of coriander. I'm not out of it, it's just in the back of the pantry and I'm not going to dig back there and get it. I'll put it in there later. But I will put in 1/2 teaspoon of the turmeric. I put turmeric in all my food too. Turmeric is so healthy and good for you. It is crazy. If there's anything that you should put in everything you eat, is turmeric. I love it. And my daughter doesn't care for it that much, but I have a tendency to sneak it in on just about everything I make. I just don't tell her all the time. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so now 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. And 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. Heaping 1/2 teaspoon. And then 1/4 teaspoon of ground clove. And I decided to put a little bit of celery seed in mine because I like it that way. So I'm probably going to put a level teaspoon of celery seed in there. There you go. That's just me. All right, that's that blend. I'm going to mix this up really well. Got the turmeric's kind of got a couple little balls of it there I have to smush. I think it's all smooth now. Okay, got it all in there. Did about 1/2 jar. After I put the coriander, it'll help it a little bit more. But anyway, these lids have like a little hole here. So what I am doing is I'm writing down Moroccan, and I'm just sticking it down in there like that. So when I take the lid off, I can clearly see what it is. And I'll just set them in there like that. And I'll do that for all of these. That'll make it easier. Anyway, this is an easy way to like not have to have all this stuff sitting out all the time, which works for me because our house is so small, like I said. And you might use a different kind of thing. I would probably make a chicken one for us that I could put in chicken and noodles, or I could put on chicken on the grill or whatever, and just have a chicken spice blend. I would put savory in that. I put savory in all my spices for the chicken. So, and of course the garlic and the onion and all that stuff. But anyway, you do whatever works for you. this just happens to be what I need to do for our life, because like I said, we're doing this little house here and there's not a lot of room for stuff to be sitting out on the counter and all that. So this is what we're doing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Look up your favorite spices if I didn't hit one of them, and make a blend for yourself. Make your life a little easier. Take care. Bye-bye.